chance.
And we are jumping into that last chance here in game number 6. We're going to start on Quasian Iverson here and see what they grab as they were able to win that last lobby. And this player has been insane all day, already locked the spot, looking for a victory lap, and not only a victory lap, but trying to secure enough points to get the bonus points going into day 2. The placement still matters for Quasian Iverson. This game still matters a lot because if you can get those 3 points going into day 2, that just gives you such a better chance at making it to regionals.
Yeah, I called out in the stats earlier. This guy's first or 8th rate is insane. Not because his 8th rate is insane, it's because his first place rate has been insane this whole set. He is such a 1st or 8th player, and he has converted that today into a lot of firsts, into some very high placements. Very impressive play, very good understanding of the lines he is playing. And you know what? I'm down for this victory lap to include more 3-star 5 costs. Come on, give it to us. Please, Quasian Iverson.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if we're going to be able to match that last game, but maybe
three of them.
To us.
3 of them. Give it to us.
Oh, yeah,
please.
You can't match it. Do better. Do better.
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
3 of them. Okay. I expect to see that out of Quasian Iverson. It is going to be a Nomzi that is Mage in this game, and Warlord's Honor is going to be our Mirage, as we've quickly got a 2-star Mirage in that Leona if we want to go that direction for Quasian Iverson.
Yeah, he did end up making Econ. He got a Econ heavy start. He made the 10 gold, got that 1 extra interest. Is looking like he'll make that 1 extra interest here as well. So gonna be very rich. You know what being rich early game does? It lets you reach level 9 with Econ to hit 3-star 5 costs.
I see. Yeah, we're gonna try for Dragon reroll again. I think that that was a pretty good play in the last game. I think it worked out well for Quasian Iverson being able to re-roll dragons. I think that was a pretty solid, so maybe I would go for that one again. Seemed like a good comp. I think that's a pretty good comp overall.
Yeah, I have determined my new degen after that game. I am 5 cost and 8 cost dragon reroll 2020 next patch. Yeah, that's totally possible to 2020. I'm hitting a 3-star dragon every single game. Yep.
I think it'd be pretty good, actually. Pretty good comp. There we go. Swift Shot going to be the take for Quasian Iverson. A lot of options that you can go here. We saw the Mirage was Warlords. Yone is an option with the Swift Shot, but also it is flexible to just go into Zaya later or, any number of other Swift Shot compositions.
I mean, you know me. I see the Swift Shot crest. I see he started bow. I see a Yone game right here. He has the upgrade Leona already. That goes into the level 6 board. So please, if you're not going to give me 3-star 5 costs, at least give me my favorite comp just once, please.
Well, we might have a chance.
Maybe.
To get some Yone. It is a good spot. The Mirage is not bad. It does, give a lot of stats to the Yone, and the Swift Shot's going to give a lot more damage, but we're going to jump over to Renzer. Going to be playing Astrals early, just getting some extra gold. And Renzer is one of those players that can fight his way into that top 8. He's in 11th place right now, 20 points. Gonna need a really high placing, though. Gonna be looking for a 1st or a 2nd. We're expecting what generally happens on these tournaments is it's around 27 or 28 points to make it into that day 2. Renzer is sitting at 20. Gonna be wanting to find that 2nd or 1st.
Yeah, so he pretty much needs a top 2 to even have a shot at it. Has the Astrals opener going already, and for his placements for today, we saw him start out off stream with a very strong 1st in game 1 with the Fast 9 Dragons with the level up, but he hasn't top 4'd since that game, and he's had some unfortunate low rolls, but he just hasn't been piloting the AP tree that he has been favoring quite as well as some of the other players in this lobby, frankly. So I think he's going to need to step it up. He has the Astrals opener already. That's going to lend itself more towards the AP tree. So hopefully he can get something going. This is another guy who's like, he's kind of a friend. I want to see him do well. He's been kind of dabbling in competitive, hasn't seen any success yet. So kind of just hoping he finds some success here as long as he plays well.
Yeah, it feels like Renzer has been struggling when not playing from a heavy win streak. And once again in this game, we're seeing this start with a loss streak, playing the Astrals, econing up, and So far in this tournament, Renzer has not been able to convert these spots into top fours or high placements. But, you know, this is one last game, one last chance to do it. And Renzer has still put on some strong performances throughout the day. I think he's fully capable of finding that second or first in this game. It's just going to be an uphill battle considering he has not really shown that yet from a loss streak.
Yeah, he's shown he's willing to play the mage Namzi, which could open... it could open up that angle considering that's what Namzi is this game. But it's not necessarily something that's easy to top 2 with. You kind of rely on that Namzi 3 to get those high placements, so I imagine he's going to be looking for something with a way higher cap like the dragons. The thing is, when you start out with the 82 HP with the 3 loss streak, it's definitely going to be way harder to get there, to get to that top 2. So like you said, Renzer hasn't been really piloting from behind as well as some of the other players. Pat is playing from behind this game as well, so that could spell some danger for him.
Yeah, just taking a look at the augments on the left side of your screen there. DQA picking up an Axiom Arc. We see Covenant 2 Trues. You might see if there's a reroll that comes off of that. Another interesting one is Clear Mind for Soul Reaver. So going to be trying to accelerate a little bit in the levels with that Clear Mind. Not going to be able to hold things on bench over there. Jumping on with Boss O Skills, another player in the bubble right now at 23 points, needing about 4 or 5 points, looking for a top 4 to feel safe at this point. And Boss O Skills starting out with Dark Flight, finding some Rengars very early on.
Yeah, Bosso Skills is actually someone the two of us haven't talked about today. He hasn't been in any of our games, but he is kind of the opposite actually of Wajan Iverson. He's been a very, very consistent top 4 player throughout the set. He's got the second lowest first or eighth rate actually in the field in set 7, so he's very much one of those like super consistent top 4 players. He's going to play for placements. He's not going to necessarily be always playing for the first. He hasn't gotten first or eighth today, and his placements have been pretty consistent even in some of the bot 4s. His bot 4s are a 5th and a 7th. The 7th is not exactly what you want to see, but the rest of his placements pretty consistent, and he's only 4 or 5 points out of that point threshold you're looking at. So as long as he can just keep that consistent performance, get a nice solid top 4, he should be able to continue on to tomorrow.
Yeah, and he was sitting pretty in that 9th place, in a very solid position to make it happen, especially with just a consistent placement, right? Not needing that top placement, just a consistent one, probably top 5, top 4. DQA, another player just needing a consistent placement. Top 4 is essentially guaranteed for DQA to make it forward, and is already on a Kaisa with a blue buff, starting to ramp up the Lagoons relatively early on. It looks like he was trying to force the loss streak by frontlining his Kaisa, but I don't think it worked out entirely unless this Talia can do a little bit more damage. Just one Malphite left might have been enough. DQA might have been able to hold on to that loss streak. It's very close. It's like he was able to do so. Really well done for DQA. Frontlining that Kaisa, holding the loss streak through Krugs, gonna do wonders for his economy.
It's the game of chicken. DQA and Renzer both on the 4 loss. They both know, they're both looking at each other. They know they have to have that 5 loss going if they want this game to work out. They both make their boards as weak as possible, frontline their units, try and get their carries to die, and it's Renzer who ends up taking that, snapping a 5 loss. He's not the unhealthiest at 74, but we were already talking about Renzer's not as great ability to play from behind today, and that just made things so much worse for him.
Yeah, it's gonna be very tough, especially since he's been struggling already. And on the other side for DQA, this is huge, right? Already 54 gold, level 5 on 3-1, has a Kaisa, has an angle to go for the reroll if he wants. Finds a Lee Sin, so he's gonna be able to play Dragon Mancer, start to try and turn around a win streak potentially soon here once he can find a couple of upgrades. But making a lot of very good money. Has the Axiom Arc, which has got to be one of the best augments for this line. Just going to have that Kaisa spam casting.
I do want to call out, shout out to DQA being at 5 loss, 76 HP, which I think might be the healthiest 5 loss on stage 2 I've seen in tournaments, which I think goes to is a testament to how weak the lobby is, that he's taking really good losses, and Kai'Sa's ability to just kill units, and DQA's ability to pick off units, preserve that HP. So very good saving of HP so far. This is going to be his 6th loss, and
it's a 1 unit loss.
It's a 1 unit loss.
Beautiful.
72 HP, 6 loss. That he is 11 HP above Renzer, who has a win. That's absurd.
Yeah, DQA playing some phenomenal loss streak here. Gonna just put himself in a great spot moving forward, trying to make it to day number 2. And we at least get a prismatic augment today. We've been dodged by the prismatic
we really have.
augments all day. Now here's your opportunity to maybe get a 3-star forecast, because these are the kind of lobbies where it happens.
Yeah, we got the prismatic augment finally. We're looking at Bosso skills. He got level up. He has Dragon Soul. Are we getting 6 dragons? It's time.
Dragon Soul being an option. It's funny, I actually saw someone in chat earlier asking if Dragon Soul was banned, because this augment is pretty crazy. But it is going to be a level up instead. Very consistent augment in order to help you get that top 4. Bosso skills, very consistent player. Top 4 is very consistently top, just plays for that top 4, top 5 position, and that's all he needs. Ends up grabbing a level up.
I do agree with that. Like, yeah, 6 dragons would be very exciting, but taking that now would be such a 1st or 8th play that Bosso skills does not need. He just needs to get that consistent placement. He's the consistent player. Level up, going to be very consistent at getting you to that level 9 and get you to a not necessarily as capped dragon board necessarily, because you're down a prismatic combat augment, but it's going to get you to that point. And for Bosso, that's exactly what he needs here.
I mean, we've been seeing level up top 4 all day. This has been just an augment that's always doing very well. It's a consistent pickup. It's good for Bosso skills to grab that. He's got Dark Flight in for now, but I expect that will change. He's just using it because it's the strongest board he's got. I don't think you commit to that once you've picked level up. We're just going to see the quick levels. Bosso going to go towards some kind of dragon capped board, sitting at 82 HP, which is not bad, but Renzer down to 49. Definitely on the struggle bus for now. I'm curious to see what other augments we ended up getting from the prismatics. There's an Earth Grab bag immediately for Soul Reaver and a Shioyu already in.
Yeah, the Clear Mind as well, so it looks like Soul Reaver is going to be going for that fast 8, fast 9 if possible. With the board he's got right now and the items, probably just going to be a Soifin angle for him. So we'll see when he gets to that point. I imagine around 4-5 is when he's going to be going for it. Maybe 4-2 if he starts losing a little too much HP. But he is decently healthy at 76. So we already know a couple of the lines some of these players are going for. Bosso, some kind of fast 9. His items aren't the traditional AP items so far. So we'll see exactly what dragon board he gets here. We do take a look at some of the augments. Is that 2 dragon souls? 2 dragon souls!
Yeah, 2 dragon souls. 1 for Wage and Iverson, 1 for Renzer.
So Dragon Soul is not banned, by the way.
Yeah, definitely not. I know I saw chat saying Dragon Soul delete it, which is my fit. It's so perfect because everybody's not wanting to see this augment. It is so good. But it's also, as you said, very 1st or 8th when you take it this early in the game, because you don't have dragons yet. You're not getting the benefit of this quite yet. And so we'll see if this pays off. Weijin at 94 HP, a lot more likely for it to pay off than Renzer down at 36.
The thing is, it's so 1st or 8th, but if you get there, if you get to 6 dragons, it's basically unstoppable. Good luck winning against that, aka you're not. So someone hits that point, we are seeing a win. The problem is getting to that point, and that's where the 1st or 8th nature of that augment comes in.
All right, on the other side here, we got Mirage being picked up, Mirage Crown and a Deja, a pair of Dejas actually for Covenel. Shioyu just going to be able to clear up the rest of this board. Is the Deja finally able to clear that away? Covenel's going to win that round. And other than that, Jason Java picking up Windfall is another interesting one. He's just going to have some money, try and look for early econ, look to potentially push levels. Yeah,
we got the Deja for Covenel, which is a line we actually haven't really seen much of today. We've seen players kind of like using Deja to get to other AP routes. They've never really been like just on the Deja playing Deja, but Covenel took the Mirage Crown, which actually kind of indicates he's going to be playing more towards that Deja line as his final line. Has the items to support it, has it already, 96 HP. He's out of running already, so he's just kind of doing his thing.
Yeah, of course, you're just trying to put up the best performance that you can, even if you are out. Always good to just keep getting the reps in, find the practice. As we go back to DQA, checking in on this Kaisa. He's hit the Kaisa 2. He's got in Shimmer Scale, so he's got the needlessly big gem right now, just trying to generate some extra economy. His econ was really great earlier on already, and now it's just about, can he hit that Kaisa 3 in a quick enough time to keep this, win streak going, keep the pressure up, keep his HP up, and convert this into a high placement. Back over to Bosso skills, and that is a Rengar 2, gonna help this mid game.
Yeah, DQA is actually basically in the best case scenario. 6 lost to 72 HP and is now on a 4 win and has a good amount of econ to start slow rolling for the Kaisa 3. So very good spot for him. For Bosso, still kind of like not sure what he's gonna play. Probably like the Titans will go on a Zippy or a Terra. The Rage Blade is just a generically good AP item. With the item drop, a bunch of swords. So if he's going for like a capped dragons board, then it's not really good items. Gonna give roll down, and is he going for Rengar?
Yeah, he's rolling on 8.
He's rolling on 8,
Swain and a couple extra Rengars. I mean, he can still keep playing this to bridge time right now. Just playing 2 Rengar 2s is very powerful.
Huh.
I'm still not convinced he'll commit to the comp, but for now, this is going to be by far the strongest board he can play.
He's on 52 HP. I'm genuinely not sure. Out of all things you're playing with level up to play down a prismatic combat augment, we're playing Rengar. Not even sacrificing an essence. Sacrificing a Rage Blade to give to all these units when you're really just giving it to 2 Rengars. I'm not sure about this one.
I mean, it felt like Bosso got stuck there. He was playing it just as the strongest board that he had in the early stages of the game. Ends up rolling, trying to find something on 8. Finds a Swain and some Rengars. It's not exactly what he probably wanted, but now he's kind of stuck in this composition as we get our second prismatic augment for this lobby, Riley. At least it's heating up a little bit. It saw the last game, and this lobby was like, well, look, I mean, we can't just have that be there and then have a bunch of silver augments at the end of the day. We got to at least have something a little bit spicy, a little bit of heat to the palate.
Exactly. The 2 prismatics, let's go. And Phoenix got offered egg. It's definitely not correct here. He's too low HP, and cybernetic uplink 3 is absurd for this bulldozer Seraphine comp. So good augment choice there. We'll see what other craziness the rest of the lobby ended up picking up. For now though, he's got a lot of components on his bench he's got to figure out. DQA is thinking fast, looking for the Kaisa 3, is not able to find it. Is on 7 Kaisas. That was anticlimactic.
Okay, well, he got to 7. I didn't see when he started rolling. It felt like he was panicked, trying to find a little bit more at the end. Didn't quite find anything, but he may have been very far from his Kaisa and very far from some of the others and got a lot closer off of that. But it feels like he really missed a lot on that roll down.
He Omega miss. He's on what, 8 Jax copies, 7 Zax, 7 Kaisas. He's down to prismatic now. Congrats.
Yeah, he still has a ton of gold right now to try and hit the rest of this, but I'm really curious if this was like a reroll on his augment and then he saw Think Fast, or if he just got crazy unlucky because we didn't see the start of that Think Fast roll down.
I want to say crazy unlucky, and I want to see what his other options were, because Think Fast there actually seems like the Whis augment, because you're just using it to hit a standard Kaisa board basically, but then you have a standard Kaisa board not that much earlier than you really need it. and then you're just down to prismatic and you lose a lot of strength. It's okay for like a consistent top 4, but in these crazy prismatic lobbies, it might honestly be an insta 6th. So I'm genuinely not sure about this one, DQA.
Well, it'd be rough if it does turn into an instant 6, because that would potentially put DQA out of day 2ing. Missing on that Think Fast might be the thing that costs DQA a spot in regionals. First of all, a spot in day 2, but we'll have to see. It looks like a windfall grabbed for one of the Dragon Soul boards. We'll see where that landed as we get those up on our screen now. Both Dragon Soul players picking up windfall. They know they just need some money. Try and continue that power. We see a high-end shopping for Jason Java, so going to also be kind of contesting those legendaries.
Yep, so Renzer and Wasion Iverson going full first or 8th. Wasion Iverson for fun, Renzer because he needs it. So I really wanted to check in with Renzer later, see if he uses that windfall, if he uses that Dragon Soul to hit the 6th dragon board. So we'll see if we'll check in with that later. For now, we got Soul Reaver, who did hit a Shio U2, hasn't found a Siphon yet, but has the Olaf 2 to carry some of these items for now, is relatively healthy at 59 HP compared to the rest of the lobby. Ooh. So not a bad spot. We did find Renzer, who has 6 dragons on 4-5?
Yep, 4-5,
okay.
level 9, 6 dragons in. Namzi is the carry for now until he can find more later, but he is going to be ascending these dragons. Here they go. Is this going to be strong enough as he runs into Kovanel? Also very strong board right now.
It's not even the 8 cost dragons yet, and they're all 1-star except for the Namzi, but 6 dragons on 4-5. That's just absurd. Yeah. That's gonna be enough. It's gonna steamroll through Kovanel.
Can Renzer
do
hold on long enough to transition this board into an actual cap 6 dragon board? Because that could net Renzer a 1st or 2nd place, which might get him into day 2. This is the timeline that Renzer needed. He needed that windfall. He needed that extra money to make it to level 9 to be able to put in these dragons.
This is my favorite timeline. This is so much fun. I'm so down. We're gonna be watching this man play 6 dragons for the literal rest of the game. For what, at least 2 whole stages?
Right now, it's still like not a super strong board yet because, you know, everything's 1-star, but it might just be strong enough to hold on to find the rest.
Wow. This game is so much fun. I love teamfight tactics.
Yeah, there's a fight here against the Swain and the Rengar. Looks like there's enough damage to get through everything. Rengar takes out Deja. He's holding on a little bit longer with that Darkflight Essence, but yeah, now it's just the Swain bite from Siphon. That'll do that. Renzer continuing to hold on. This is so important though. Renzer needs to try and econ a little bit. Needs to greed out a couple win streaks, a little bit of extra econ to get some real roll downs to find the rest of these dragons.
Yeah, I think for now he can stabilize on upgraded 7 cost dragons. He doesn't necessarily need to find the upgraded 8 cost dragons yet. Come around stage 6, he's probably going to need to do that to keep pace with the rest of the lobby that has their prismatic combat augments. So we'll see when he's able to hit those. For now, we're back to DQA. DQA was able to finally hit the Kaisa 3. The Zac 3 is 1 off the Jax, 2 off the Volibear, so he's still close to all these 3 stars. But again, he's down a prismatic. He's just down a prismatic augment. He's 24 HP. Is this good enough?
I mean, a lot of the other players also on Econ Prismatic, so it might be all right that he's missing the combat augment. Problem, of course, is that there is dragons about, right? There are dragons in Wajan Iverson's board with the Dragon Soul there, Dragon Soul for Renzer. Those are pretty terrifying for this Kaisa to have to face off against. I don't know if she's going to be strong enough to win those, and she doesn't have any sustain. So if she's getting clipped by some of these dragons' big AoE abilities, like for instance the Zhao Xin, she's not going to be able to heal it back up and sustain through.
Yeah, Renzer found the Alshin, and that's the thing, like, yes, you've got a lot of Econ Prismatic Augments, but those Econ Prismatic Augments are leading to stuff like this Dragon board. DQA used a Econ Prismatic and Think Fast to just hit a standard Kaisa board. Takes a huge hit down to 4 HP on 5-1.
Yeah, DQA might just be going 8th, and with that, losing his shot here at Regionals to make it to day 2. It's going to be really tough there as Phoenix... We're seeing on our screen. No, we're seeing Covenel. Covenel going to take a big hit there. We're going to Phoenix next to check out their board. He's in 10th place right now, 21 points. Phoenix also needing to hold on because being in the bottom 4 is not going to be enough. And this is just a Graves comp and not even a Graves 2. And is that just a Rakan 3? That's not really the unit you're trying to 3-star in this composition.
Yeah, that's the wrong 3-star 3 cost. Yes, Rakan 3 got buffed, but it's not what you're looking for. It's still not quite as strong as the Seraphine 3. The Seraphine 3 is one of the win cons for the comp. Honestly, this Rakan just seems like a waste of gold. Phoenix at 12 HP with the wrong 3-star 3 cost and a whole Thieves Gloves sitting on his bench because there's nowhere to fit it.
Yeah, nowhere to go in this comp with it. Does get a Zephyr onto one of the dragons, but that is now an Aoshin 2 on the side of Wasian. Wait, no, is that...
It's an Aurelian
That's
Soul
Aurelian.
2.
That's the Aurelian. It's the Aoshin on the other side. I was waiting for the cast, but yeah, that is the Aurelian 2, Aoshin 1, but the Aurelian 2 with 6 dragons doing so much damage, and Phoenix dropping down to 3 health. Basso skills out, DQA out. These are 2 of the bubble players that are just gone.
Wow. Oh my god, this game. two 6 dragon players. We got Renzer win streaking it back, looking... It's basically going to be him versus Wasian Iverson at this point for who's going to win the game. Honestly, Phoenix is happy he didn't die there because now he's got his top 6. Unfortunately, he needs better than a top 6. He's at 21 points. He needs a top 3 to have a chance. How does he get a top 3 from here when he just rotates into one of the 6 dragon players or Soul Reaver who's level 9 and just dies?
I mean, the short answer is he doesn't. This is not a composition that's going to be strong enough. He's still sitting on Graves 1. There's just no world that this composition is beating these dragons. The first time that Phoenix sees Renzer or Wasian Iverson, he's gone. He's not making that top 3.
Is he gonna even live to see one of the 6 dragons? He might just die here to Soul Reaver.
Yeah, it looks like he may, because that is just going to be a Rakan 3 that's still alive, and it's not doing any damage. It just has that crowd control, and now it is just left to the Xiaoyu to punch him out, and it's going to be a Yasuo that does it instead. Phoenix down in 6th. That is our 3rd bubble player of those 3 completely out. DQA, Basso skills, Phoenix A not going to be able to make it to day 2 of the LCQ, not going to be making it to regionals. And now Renzer still fighting for that top 2 finish to try and hold on to a potential spot. Soul Reaver looking for a spot as well.
Yeah, those are our last 2 bubble players, and Soul Reaver at this point is probably guaranteed because he made top 5, already had 26 points coming in. So this is the Renzer show right now. Everyone else is either locked in or locked out. It's going to be Wasian Iverson versus Renzer. If Renzer can beat Wasian Iverson, then his first, yeah, that's going to... We never know with tiebreakers, and the point cutoff usually being around 27-28, but that 28 points is going to give Renzer the best shot, and it's going to come down to that. Can he beat Wasian Iverson? Who has the better 6 dragon board?
It'll be 28 points with 2 first places on the day. It's a really solid position to be in for Renzer, so if he can win this lobby, it is massive for his shots of day 2ing this. Even with us talking about how it's been a struggle for Renzer playing from behind, he makes it happen with the Dragon Soul into the Windfall, the Prismatic Lobby, bailout, and capitalizing on finding those augments. Renzer still just going to have to hold on as we see Soul Reaver fighting up against Covenel, who's playing that Mirage. Soul Reaver should be locked in even with just going 5th in this game. But Renzer took a loss. Must have been Wasian Iverson. So out of the dragon boards, Renzer potentially being in trouble.
Yeah, he might be able to bring it back against the rest of the lobby. The thing is, if he rotates into Wasian Iverson again and loses, then he's just out in whatever placement. So he's just desperately rolling, finds another Terra, finds another Shyvana. He's got to upgrade these before he runs into Wei Iverson. The thing is, Wei Iverson, I'm pretty sure, has the stronger board. He has Aurelion Soul 2. He has the Ao Shin. And once he finds the Ao Shin 2, that is just a strong 6 dragon board. This is a 6 dragon board. Wei Iverson has a strong 6 dragon board. I don't know if Renzer can do this.
Yeah, and Renzer got stuck with no econ. We see he's rolled down to 0 once again. Does not have even too many pairs. He's got a pair of Shyvana's, got a pair of Terras, but really needs his carry to be upgraded. And the Ao Shin is just a solo at this point. He can handle Soul Reaver easy enough. He could probably handle the rest of the lobby. But Wei Iverson, if he rotates there again before making it to top 2, it could be the end of Renzer even with this miraculous comeback.
It's dragons all over the place. Jason Java playing dragons too, and that's another Ao Shin 2 gone. That's going to make it harder for Renzer to hit that unit. There's the Ao Shin pair in shop. He has now 3 8-cost dragon pairs. So he's just praying he hits these. He has very good items. And you know what? Credit to Renzer to playing to his outs. He was playing from behind. He was playing from low roll. Got offered Dragon Soul new. This is my out this game. Got offered Windfall new. Hey, this is again my out this game. So credit to him for playing to his outs. He has good items, but is it going to be enough?
Yeah, and it looks like, did Wei and Iverson lose their last fight? 26 HP is lower than I remember.
Yeah, he did.
I'm curious who beat him, because that's terrifying for Renzer. If Wei lost, whatever board beat Wei Iverson likely would beat Renzer right now.
Rolling, just hoping to hit something. There's a Terra. Do you consider selling Shyvana pair for this just to hold on?
I feel like you almost have to. If you know who beat Wei Iverson, you definitely have to go for it. But you were fighting Soul Reaver, so either Jason Java or Covenel beat Wei Iverson, and both of them are in your pool. You need to be as strong as you possibly can, and it looks like Renzer agrees. Get the Terra, and just try and go from there.
Yeah, and I think I agree with this, because the Shyvana 2 is probably the least important upgrade out of these 3. It's more or less just a Morello and knockup bot, which is okay in this comp, but having that Terra as the extra frontline to buy time for this Ao Shin to cast is just so huge. And there it goes. It's going to wipe out the board of Covenel down to 11 HP. Jason Java takes a hit down to 4 as well. Wei Iverson, Soul Reaver take their fights. Oh, this is a lobby.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it feels like Renzer would not be able to get first because he's not being able to find enough upgrades, but just trying to get that second, at the very least, have a chance to make it in, but not finding anything on this roll down. Was looking for that last Ao Shin. Rotated into Wei at this point as well.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to this. If Renzer can beat Wei Iverson and stay in it, it is the Ghost that's going to be weaker, so that's good for Renzer. Wei Iverson also only has Terra 1, is also stuck on only Ao Shin 1, so if there's ever a fight for Renzer to win and stay in it, this is it.
There's still a 2-star carry, though, with that Aurelion Soul. It does have healing as well, and we see those casts coming through, but is it enough with the Ao Shin? Is Renzer able to live against the Ghost? Covenel goes down. Likely we'll see Jason Java follow suit very shortly. He might have this fight, though, with his own Terra and Ao Shin in.
Yep, and there's the win for Jason Java, so that's going to be Ao Shin's not back in the pool. That's actually crucial, because if Jason Java goes down there, then that increases the chances for Renzer to find those Ao Shins. And now Renzer's rotating into Jason Java himself. That might just give him a chance to do the job.
Yeah, but he has to get it done, and he's against an Ao Shin too. Now, granted, he's got the 6th Dragon. He's got the Ascension. That might be able to make up the difference between the star level, but Jason is still a very powerful board with Terra 2 and Ao Shin 2.
I think the Terra 2 is going to be crucial for Renzer here, and also maybe some of the Ao Shin RNG, but with the Shojin, Jason Java's Ao Shin does not have a Spear of Shojin. But Jason hits the Zephyr!
And he's done it all day. It was something Frodan was calling out earlier, where people would be talking about Jason Java as someone who would make a lot of misplays in these crucial situations, but the entire day he has been hitting his Zephyrs. He's been mechanically outplaying a lot of his opponents. And was it enough for this fight? It still matter. It's still not enough. Jason Java going to go down in third. Soul Reaver falls, and Renzer has made it to the second place, which is potentially enough, but the first would really lock it down. Can he beat Wei Iverson?
It's coming down. Of course it came down to the 6 Dragon Boys. We haven't seen Dragon Soul all day, and we get Dragon Soul, and boy do we get Dragon Soul, Casa.
Yeah, Dragon Soul v Dragon Soul, only ascended dragons on either board. It is just a matter of can Renzer somehow take down Wei Iverson, and with that Terra 2 being completed, I don't think it's a good shot.
Yeah, I will say Renzer's Aoshin casts first. That's crucial. If that Aoshin casting first can pick off the other Aoshin, pick off the Aurelion Soul, then Renzer can win this 1v1.
Yeah, and here it goes. We're gonna see the first casts coming through from the Aurelion Soul and from the Terra. Here comes Aoshin. It fires first. Does it take out the Aoshin in the back? Gets it before too many casts come through, but the Aurelion Soul stayed alive. And Wei Iverson is going to pick up yet another first on the day and potentially sending Renzer home. But Renzer did get to the 27 points. He just has to hope it's not 28.
Wei Iverson, another